So joining us now to talk about the accessible curriculum, we have Malaika Arora, actor. Welcome, Malaika. It's really a pleasure to have you with us. Thank you so much for joining us.
Welcome. How are you?
Very good. How are you?
Also, we have with us Virali Modi, motivational speaker, persons with disability.
Likewise. Thank you so much. I know.
Hi, Virali.
Hi. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
I'm just going to give Malaika a thank you. Well, Malaika, that's for you. We're also joined by Mr. Siddharth Garg, co-founder and CEO of QTech. Joining us is also Dr. Komal, Chief of Party Plan International India Chapter. And I would again like to call upon Mr. Ravi Bhatnagar, Communications and Corporate Affairs, Director South Asia, MENARP and Africa, Reckitt. So Ravi, welcome to have you back. Thank you, Komal. Thank you, Siddharth, for joining us.
Hi again, Ravi. Siddharth, my question to you is, how was the experience of making the hygiene accessibility app, and how do you think it will contribute to India's vision of 2047?
Yes, I think we are very proud to be part of this initiative, right? Creating the first of its kind content for specially able kids, and thanks to Reckitt to be I was part of it, and I think it's an important step towards accessibility. Data accessibility is an important part wherein, especially in terms of hygiene, educating young kids who don't have access to a lot of standard medium, and creating a specific medium for them to educate them on hygiene. It's a tremendous and a big step towards that.
In fact, it's so important, like Siddharth said, they've got the opportunity to make it.
Yeah.
But Komal, I think you need to tell, our audience, you need to tell all of us, how is this app going to be implemented on ground?
Yeah.
This is the India's first accessibility app, especially focused on hygiene education. And we are aiming to reach 10 million kids across India, which are born with disabilities. So we are targeting visual impaired, we are targeting hearing impaired, and also intellectual disabilities as well. And we have tailored the app and curriculum in a way that for every special need, there is some kind of a solution. For visual impairment, we have text-to-speech recognition. For deaf, we have a sign language. And for autistics, we have calm mode learning. So this app is going to reach out to those who have always been left behind. And the motto of the tall Banega Swasth India have been leaving no one behind from last 12 years. And I think this is one of the pioneer step when we talk about inclusivity, equity, and of course accessibility for every kid.
Malaika, the question to you is that you are always involved, committed to empowering women and promoting inclusivity in whatever field you're involved in. How important is this?
Firstly, I think I'm very happy to be part of this panel. It makes me feel like I'm in the right company and I'm doing something right. It's quite amazing to hear about the app and for how many years you've been involved with the Banega Swasth India movement. I've always been somebody who's been part of the fact that empower women, inclusivity, it's always been part of my DNA. I think it starts with by example. You can say a lot of things, but actually doing things and actually projecting and actually putting it out there is far more important than just talking about it. And I feel in my own little way, whether it's my studios, whether it is my yoga studios, etc., wherever in my workspace, if I can actually implement the same thought and start young and start with all women, and I think it's very important whether it's every girl child or children with disabilities to give them that access. I think it's super important. And like I said, by showing by example in all my workspace, I make sure, or we try to make sure, that we implement some sort of a hygiene basis, some sort of an hygiene sort of way of living on a daily basis.
I think that's really important what you said, and taking from what Malaika said, we really have to ask you here, talking about India, how inclusive is it becoming? How far do you think an accessible, curriculum which we just showed you, which we just talking about, something as basic as health and hygiene can open doors for children with disabilities?
So India is becoming really inclusive, and I think the proof is that I'm a part of this conversation.
We're having people with disabilities included in these conversations, and that's where we learn and that's how we grow. Now, when it comes to children with disabilities, having a curriculum in place helps them with their hygiene, understanding their body, understanding their needs, and especially from a disability aspect, our needs are really different and they need to be, I guess, specified for it needs to be individualistic for each person. So when it comes to that, having a curriculum in place, it makes it easier for the person to understand their body, how to take care of themselves. And yeah, I think just being here, being a part of this conversation, talking about awareness and spreading that awareness, that's going to help us grow and become a more inclusive country.